They say the perfect podcast intro doesn't exist.
And I'm here to tell you they're right.
Welcome to the newest episode of the Star vs. the Force of Evil podcast. I forgot what I named it.
The most important podcast ever be made about Star vs. the Force of Evil.
Yeah, that is undeniable.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it the only one? Maybe.
Maybe.
I haven't looked it up.
I mean, probably not, but, you know.
It's very possible we could
be the only one that's, you know.
Or the only real one.
The only one that I care about.
Indeed. So now we're talking about the rest of Season 2.
That's right. We're finishing up this second helping of greatness.
Let's see. How did you describe it? This is the end of the second lashing of the whip.
Yeah, this is the
Star vs. the Force of
finally,
Evil.
which is much longer than the first one. It's like they took out the extra large whip for the second go around.
Yep, twice as long. But we're here and we're ready to. We're gonna. I guess we'll just talk about it in order, and then
we'll just jump right in.
Then we'll talk about the whole season.
Oh yeah,
as it all carried out.
Yeah, let's.
But just to start off, we have Raid the Cave.
The Cave.
An exciting thing for this series. An episode that follows immediately after the episode that just happened.
Yeah, that's true.
And Star is off to rescue Glossaric from the clutches of Ludo.
You can do it.
Yeah, and of course they first go to Buffrog, who is, as we've established, is still the best character.
Yeah, and Buffrog still being the best character, being a good dad, I guess.
Being a good dad, taking care of his kids. One
problem with him, huge race trader, consorting with humans. I don't think so, buddy. Unacceptable, but we can overlook that because he's such a great dad.
He is a great dad. So, He said he was going to warn Star about Ludo, but apparently they couldn't read any of his letters because, I don't know, because he's a frog.
Well, because he doesn't speak any language. I don't think, or can't write.
I guess not.
He's pretty much illiterate, I think.
Yep, that's. But he's still a good dad, so we forgive him. But anyway, Star and Marco.
You don't need to know how to read to be a good dad.
That's definitely true. But anyway, Star and Marco go to rescue Glossaric from Ludo's cave, only to find that it's empty.
It's empty. He managed to clear out the whole thing pretty quick.
All of his rats, his bird, and his spider, and has now been taken over by the
alternative monster crowd.
by the alternative monster crowd, who exists.
Yeah, they just exist, I guess. Sure, whatever, dude.
Sure. Okay, but anyway...
Really weird, and doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's also irrelevant.
It's also entirely irrelevant. But anyway, Star's thinking, wait a minute. Back in Bon Bon the Birthday Clown, I learned a spell that allows me to see everyone anywhere I want.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm going to use that.
That seems pretty convenient.
It's a pretty handy spell. So, she does that. And, she can't find him at first.
Yeah, waste some time looking at other stuff somehow.
Although I do like the bit with Marco, where it's looking at Marco, spying on her. It's like, Marco! That's pretty good.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
But finally, she finds him, and, he's just hanging out with the bird and spider, eating pudding.
He's just hanging out, doing his thing.
And, Glossaric is a huge dick, as we've established, and... that hasn't changed.
Yeah, turns out Glossaric is even more than just a really annoying. He's also not even. He's also just not a good person in general. Yeah, great.
He's not unintentionally a huge dick. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, they did it on purpose because he is.
And
even though I mean, as of now, I mean, I'm sure they have some lore to explain that, but that doesn't even really follow at all because he's part of a book that's written out of Star's history, and all of her family spells and stuff. So it kind of doesn't even make sense that the book doesn't have a side. The book is a side. That's the whole part of the side. Why does Glossaric not have an allegiance? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. That wasn't in this episode.
Yeah, whatever.
He was just being a dick in this episode.
He was just being a dingus.
He was just friend. Well, that's such a simple concept.
Yeah, wow.
God damn it, Glossaric. Why are you going to be such a horrible person? Star tries to reach through, but she can't. Well, she can almost do it, but she can't quite reach him. And it's like, well, Glossoric's not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Also, that spying spell is even more overpowered because now you can reach through the spy and like grab stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty effective.
She would have been in great shape if you had just gotten the spy thing to just move a couple inches closer, like spy from a couple inches closer.
Obviously, she can only do so much.
Oh yeah, clearly pushing her hand through like she's not even supposed to do that.
Yeah, so
that's completely acceptable. But being able to just move the spy thing a little bit closer, no way. That's insane.
Well, the point was Glossoric needed to just reach back out and let her take her. But here's the thing. Screw Glossoric. Yeah. Nobody cares about Glossoric. Just you need the book. Like, the Glossoric isn't even really important and doesn't really do anything, honestly. Yeah. You need the book. He's kind of just...
Glossoric is worthless. As I've said from the beginning, actually, if you'll be reminded.
Yep, it doesn't do a whole lot. Which, I kind of thought, when I was first watching this show a long time ago, I kind of thought that this was like foreshadowing for something. That this was going to be a reason that Glossoric is like this. It's not.
No.
They didn't go the direction I thought they would. He's just kind of a dick.
Alright, great. So it turns out Glossoric is just stupid.
Yeah, and that's what this episode is. Oh yeah, in the end, Star finally calls her mom.
Yeah.
And tells her what happened. And she just says, don't worry about it.
Keep this in mind, by the way. Marco has been, like, badgering her this whole episode. Like, call your mom. And then, like, being an idiot. Like, nobody cares, Marco. Shut up.
Nobody cares, Marco.
But whatever. We'll get back to that as we go on to some more episodes. So, when we discuss some continuity here, all right?
Oh, yeah. I love the continuity. This is a perfect segment to talk about the continuity of the show. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But, next episode.
Last thing. Star makes her own notebook of spells.
Oh yeah, and it's stupid.
It's she just writes down how to do Narwhal Blast.
Yeah, great. That very useful spell that everybody that all of her ancestors I'm sure will make great use of.
Yeah, but anyway, I did like this episode. I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't. It was boring.
I don't know. It would things happened in it. It went from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and I thought it worked pretty well, all things considered.
Meh.
Like, Glossoric's sort of heel turn,
I guess.
I thought was interesting. Like, I figured the whole time I knew he was kind of a jerk. He was kind of just he didn't do much. But, like, when he actually, flat out did something kind of evil, I was like, oh, wow, okay. He actually is an asshole, just not just sort of a comedically bad character like some of these characters are.
Yeah, I mean, that's one problem is that it's completely impossible to tell the difference.
Yeah, sometimes they're just horrible people because they need to be for that episode, and sometimes they're actually bad
and sometimes
people.
There's Star, who is the worst person of them all, but isn't never acknowledged.
Exactly. But let's move right along.
Oh, and Star's horribleness only gets to new depths in these episodes. Okay. I hate Star.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next episode, which this is the bottom of the valley of this show.
Yeah, this is what Trickstar. Yeah. So this is probably the new worst episode.
No, it is not the new worst episode. It is the worst episode of any show that has ever been.
Yeah, it might be. This one was bafflingly bad.
I like to describe this show as it has a lot of peaks and valleys.
I don't think there's many peaks.
Well, I disagree on that, but this episode is the deepest of the valleys. I can assure everyone of that. This is Trickstar.
Yeah.
So here's what happens in Trickstar.
Well, first off, what you gotta know is this is a Sensei episode. You better get everybody's favorite character.
He's not even in it that much, though.
Well, he's the whole reason the episode happens.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's in it. He's actually in it a fair bit.
He's in it more than
he has a lot. Exactly. That's way more than is safe for human consumption.
I mean, that's true. But what happens in this episode is they're going to a birthday party.
Yeah.
For Sensei, who, as we have established before, is a terrible Sensei that can't even do karate.
And it doesn't even make sense why Marco would even go. We've had all these bonding moments between them especially earlier in the season.
Did we though?
Well, yeah, they did. They had a whole episode which was them oh, you want to be my friend?
Yeah,
we're friends.
Yeah, it was terrible.
We're friends. we're really good friends. And it's just like, why would Marco be friends with this, like, creep?
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, they go to his birthday party, and nothing happens until this little man shows up who is, what was his name? Preston Changeo.
Yeah. So, first of all, the stupid name.
Yeah.
I hate
Can
the
you
name.
tell me if that's a reference to anything?
It's just Presto Changeo.
Okay, that's it. I
And
thought that
Preston
might be like...
is like a name, I guess.
I was thinking that might be like a reference to like a real life magician maybe or something that I didn't know.
It's just it's just the least original name for a magician ever.
But yeah.
It's literally naming your magician Hocus Pocus. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Abracadabra is my name.
So this guy shows up and he's doing magic tricks, but he's also sucking joy,
people's happiness out.
And that just makes him cry for a second, I guess.
Yeah,
makes him sad, and it
so,
makes his hat bigger.
So yeah, his explanation of it is that he makes people happy with his magic trick, and then he like siphons off a little bit of the happiness that he created from the trick.
I guess so.
But then also he like sucks all the happiness out of some people.
Yeah, like what's his name? The dumb kid. It's like, oh, he just didn't have a whole lot of happiness to begin with. So.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
But, okay, but that's just the thing he does. But here's the thing that's really wrong with this episode.
This might not sound too bad quite yet, but here's the... here's the rub.
So the whole episode, Star is like, oh, this guy is up to something. And then, like... Okay, but anyway, the end of the episode, she ruins his magic show because he keeps on sucking joy.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure if we're whose side are we supposed to be on?
No. Okay, so here's the thing.
It's so confused.
So the whole time, Star is seeing the very obvious like soul-sucking thing that he's doing. Like it's not like a hidden thing. He just like a little like yellow like face comes out of their face and like goes into his mouth and he eats it and then his hat gets bigger and like there's no explanation for why Star is the only one who sees this.
Yeah, it's baffling.
Like Star has never shown any like super magical perception before.
No.
Marco's never been able to like not see like a ghost or something. but suddenly Marco's like, dude, there's no way this guy's evil. Just because his hat keeps getting bigger and people cry after they see him do magic tricks. And also he sucks out their soul every time he does a magic trick, and he's done it multiple times to me. Oh yeah, there's no way this guy is bad. Yeah. And then at the end, she ruins the magic show because he's about to suck like massive amounts of joy out of like the crowd. Yeah. Like it looks like he's about to like destroy like the whole. Like I mean, you know, you can't really. I'm not like a happiness expert here. Like I can't measure how much happiness is doing. But it looked pretty evil, and if Star hadn't done something, it looked like the whole crowd was gonna end up as like this cry forever thing.
Yeah. Okay. But the point is, the episode is against Star for some reason.
And then the episode is like...
For ruining everyone's fun?
Yeah. You like saved their life or whatever. Or their happiness.
I don't understand.
But then it's just like, I'm sorry I'm sorry I ruined your party. And this is the point where in any Saint show you'd be like, well... You know, you'd be like, whatever, Star, you literally just, like, saved us from getting our happiness sucked out of our face. Like, you're actually, like, a hero right now. We should keep partying and, like, kill that, like, monster that was sucking our happiness out. But no, he's like, yeah, you did ruin my party, but, you know, I guess getting my soul sucked out by a monster isn't that great either.
Yeah, so it's...
What are you doing?
It's not even consistent. Like, 1 second's like, Star, you shouldn't have done that. But then the next second's like, good job, Star, you saved the day... I don't understand what this episode is.
Nobody acknowledges the fact that Star was like completely right the whole time, and everybody was just dismissing her. Yeah, like Marco was just like, Star, you're crazy. He's supposed to be fake. He's supposed to be a fake. You don't even get it, Star. You're so stupid. And she's like, dude, he's literally sucking people's happiness out. Nah, dude, that's impossible. You can't be magic. Magic isn't real.
And then, like, when he reveals that, yes, I was sucking up your souls, and he's like, no, Star, you were still wrong. It's like, I don't understand.
No,
it's just so confused. It doesn't know what it's trying to say.
This episode needs to be, like, erased from history. It's like a stain.
Like, to say that this episode does nothing is, like... a massive compliment, because it just completely undermines the entire show by its very existence.
Yep.
It's like this. If I like showed this episode to somebody, they say, "Wow, this show must be the worst show ever. This doesn't make any. Right. This is absolute nonsense."
Yeah, it's like, so why didn't Star just like knock off his hat and then like all of that soul stuff was in his hat?
Who knows how it works? But like, what I thought was gonna happen is like, you know what? I'll just give you a real magic show and use her magic to do like little entertainment thing.
Yeah, you know,
that's where I thought it was going. But it was like, no, you ruined it. It's like, what even is this?
What party were you like? What?
I don't. Okay, if someone can explain this episode to me, I would be very thankful because it's just so baffling. It doesn't make any sense. This is the worst episode.
Yeah, worst episode.
And that's all there is to say. Oh yeah, and then Preston Changeo escapes at the end.
Yeah, and then he escapes.
He never shows up again.
Good.
Thank God.
I mean, you said that before, and you've lied to me, so I'll take. But
I'll literally never
salt,
again.
I hope he
doesn't even
does.
make an appearance. Not even like a background appearance. I don't. Well, unless like I don't know. I just missed him. But no, he's not important. He's just. This whole episode doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I hate this episode.
It's not funny. It doesn't even have any like.
It's
not even trying to be funny at any point. It doesn't make any jokes.
The joke seems to be wow. The joke you would think if you just looked at it objectively, like wow, Marco's really, really stupid.
I mean, yeah,
it's like this episode is sort of even the scale, like, you know, because Star's had a lot of moments in the past season where she's been really, really stupid. So they needed Marco. They just needed to like artificially artificially condense like a dumb Marco moment to be. I mean, the problem with that theory is, of course, that there's many more dumb Marco moments over the course of the as we move on, as we should from this episode, because
we need to get past
it's giving me cancer just talking about it. I have tongue cancer now because I was talking about it.
Okay, but I am literally not joking. Someone in the comments, please write an essay on what this episode is supposed to be. I need to know, because I feel like I must be missing something.
Yeah, we're missing
or
something.
I'm just insane. I don't know.
Whatever, we're moving on.
But we're going to move on now.
Hurry up.
Move on to Baby.
Anything else? Baby. Oh.
Do you remember Baby?
Wait, so Baby was... I don't know what happened.
The little cat butterfly thing?
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot that thing was named Baby. This episode was, like, awful.
This episode was really weird in a lot of ways. This baby thing never appears again.
Thank God. It's horrible.
I don't know. I liked some parts of it.
I didn't like any of this. This episode was just, like, a huge cringe factory. Just, like, wow, Star, you really are worthless, aren't you?
Yeah. See, they had...
And then they pass her at the end anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what
why?
Yeah,
why doesn't Star ever face consequences?
Basically what happens in this episode is Moon decides that she needs to test Star.
For some reason.
Because
now is the time, apparently.
Now is the time. Because I guess, I don't know, some dangerous stuff is happening.
Yeah, you know, some vague threat is on the horizon.
Which, yeah, we now know about, but at the time it's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So she sends this weird little magic butterfly cat thing to go give Star a test to make sure she's up to
worthy
of her magical powers, maybe.
Or something.
And, you know, she sucks.
Yeah, and she's just, like, awful at magic. Yeah. Like, she hasn't learned anything. She's worthless.
Yeah.
She has all this magic power, and she doesn't know how to use it at all. She's the stupidest person on, like, she's the stupidest character I've ever heard of. Like, in no other, like, in no other fictional universe would a character be given, like, godlike magical power, and they just completely ignore it and, like, pretend it's not there and don't know how to use it, except for, like, she knows some very basic spells, but pretty much nothing.
The thing that is established later is that she just makes up all her spells. She doesn't
But that's worthless.
Yeah, but that's just what she does.
Yeah, because she's really stupid.
But that's basically this baby thing comes to, like, see if she can do basic magic, and she can't because she never studied the book. So that's the entire...
This is especially painful in the light of, like, learning how to levitate apparently takes 1 day of practice.
1 day.
And she still never learned how... Like, for one thing, I am 100% certain she's levitated stuff around in the past.
That's the thing.
Like, come on. Come on.
Literally later in this series of episodes, this is why I'm talking about the continuity problems. She is literally doing that. Just
well, if it was later, then it's not a problem because she just knows how to do it. Oh wait, she didn't even learn how to do it.
She doesn't have the book, so where did she learn how to do it?
I don't know.
And like this entire episode is establishing that she can't do this one thing, and then later she just does it.
And she just does it. I'm sure she's done it in the past too.
Oh yeah, she does it.
I'm
sure she does it multiple.
Like, are you trying to tell me that she's never used magic to make something float over to a different point in space? I don't think so.
Yeah,
buddy,
it's insane to even suggest that. But yeah, anyway, in the end, she manages to impress Baby by somehow growing a tree.
Right. And like by letting her magic run completely amok. Yeah. And destroying her room.
I mean, it's not... If she had
and it coincidentally accomplishes the task that she wanted.
If she had done that on purpose, that would have been one thing, but she clearly did not know that was going to happen.
It's like... If I blindfold myself and like fire a gun, and they all hit the target by like miraculous coincidence, am I now like an expert sharpshooter? Like come on.
Yeah. So like, and then like, oh, she's extremely advanced, but it's like, not really. She didn't do that on purpose. She didn't mean to do that.
What do you mean by advanced exactly? Because there doesn't seem to be any kind of like primitive to advanced like.
Well, apparently. Basic is being able to float an apple, and advanced is being able to create a tree.
I mean, makes sense to me.
I mean, I liked some of the things in this episode. If it hadn't been contradicted, like immediately later in the series, I would have liked it more. But because it is, I just can't even take it seriously.
Yeah, it's just worthless. Skip it.
It's pretty lame. Like, yeah, you basically can't skip this because like it's not. The things established are just untrue. Yeah. Like categorically.
This is like they need to take this out of canon because they need to retcon this out of existence.
It is literally a lie. This episode is a lie.
All right, next episode.
This episode's
a lie.
Running with scissors.
Oh yeah. Speaking of incredibly dumb Marco moments. Oh my god.
Okay. So real quick,
this is the episode where Marco reveals himself to not only be incredibly stupid, but also like, I don't know, like damaged in some way. Like, what's wrong with this kid?
Mark. This episode exemplifies how little of a human being Marco is.
Yeah,
because in this episode, Marco spends 16 years.
Yeah.
In like an alternate dimension, fighting for his life.
He's in like the time dimension, time's going slower.
Yeah, he's going in the Hekapoo dimension, as they later refer to it.
Oh, great! She has her own dimension now. Yeah, oh my god, I can't wait.
Okay, so basically, Marco is being lazy and using the scissors to like do a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah, he takes the dimensional scissors and he walks the dog and picks stuff up.
Which is great because like it's a real character moment for Marco.
Oh yeah, real big character moment.
He seems like the kind of person that would do that, except that he seems like the exact opposite of that kind of person. In every other episode.
Yeah, except for the fact where they characterize him multiple times as not being that kind of person.
Yeah, like literally within this episode. He's like kind of being lazy and just I'll just use the scissors for everything. But then like later in the episode, he's like super dedicated to like just one thing for 16 years. So like, dude, what did you guys?
Remember when I told you that when Marco was like badgering Star to like talk to her mom because she messed up and she needed help?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think maybe this might be a good time to ask for help, Marco? Like you advised Star to do that episode before, 5 episodes ago? At all? But no, you gotta do it all on your own and take 16 years to do it. Jeez, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
You are the worst finder.
Yeah, and it's great because Star literally does the same thing in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and then Star just like destroys his record in 1 second. He didn't have to do any of that. Oh, but luckily he didn't have to do anything. But luckily, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it literally doesn't matter because he is like so. That's how amazing of a character Marco is. That he's just impervious to all like
any interestingness.
Okay, if you were a person who spent 16 years, like I don't know, in a monster
like
universe,
fighting for your life, looking for like treasure or whatever. I guess
you would return a different person.
Yeah, you might be,
and it would not be exactly the same.
Yeah, so for one, there's like the obvious cop out that everybody assumed, which is that he goes back to his original body, like whatever.
Yeah, but
then
he knows he spent the 16 years that he has those memories.
He is now mentally an adult and is now theoretically a pedophile when it comes to Star, which is great, actually. I actually approve of that wholeheartedly.
I didn't think you'd take it that direction. But okay. I wasn't prepared.
Look, if he's 14 right now and he spent 16 years in the thing, doesn't that make him like 30?
Something like that. But who cares, really? It doesn't affect him at all.
Yeah, Marco is so bland that he can't change.
Yeah, he's so bland that like
you wouldn't notice any changes.
Like he could spend like, there's like a thing in like an anime, I forget what it was. Guy like stabs you, and like you feel like yourself being stabbed for like 1,000 years or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was like that's a thing in a couple animes probably. Yeah.
If that happened to Marco, he would be completely unaffected.
He would be like,
he'd be like, yeah, whatever, man.
He'd be like, whoa, dude, that hurt. He'd be like, whoa.
I don't know. That was alright, I guess.
Yeah, Marco's stupid.
This episode serves another purpose, however, is to introduce Hekapu.
Who is like the dimensional scissors.
She is like the master of the dimensional scissors and the dimensions or whatever.
Yeah, so she's part of the Magic Council or whatever.
Like, the Magic High Commission.
Yeah, right. Which are...
Who all get introduced over the course of this.
Well, they all got introduced before, remember? In that one episode?
I mean, like, properly. Like,
properly.
An episode for each of them.
Yeah, thank goodness. Well, they get double teamed at one point, but that's okay.
Okay.
At least one of them isn't a character.
That's true. I forgot.
All of these Magic Council characters, and I can't wait to be disappointed in all of them. Because none of them are interesting or cool.
Yeah, they're all pretty boring. I mean, I kind of like Hekapu. The first time is like, she's kind of neat. She does.
Hekapu's just a sadist.
She's just a sadist, you know.
Like
I can appreciate
like
that.
She is the one who did this to Marco, which, admittedly, I mean, I would do that to Marco too because I hate him. That's because I hate him. She did it to him like before she even knew him.
Yeah, well, she didn't like force him to. She said, "Go home, idiot, and don't try to do this." And it was like, "No, I'm gonna do it."
I guess this was technically my other least favorite character, Ponyhead's fault, because she stole the scissors.
It's like, actually, it's called finding.
Yeah, she's one of my other least favorite characters. They all share the position of being my least favorite character, and then there's a few that are my least favorite characters, like Marco and Star.
Anyway,
all right, moving on.
What happened? Hold on, there's another thing.
Yeah, wait, Hekapu. Yeah,
yeah. We're introduced to Hekapu. She's just this. She has a fire on her head. She's orange.
Yeah, I don't know.
And red.
She's presented as being like really strong, I guess, in this, but she just jobs later anyway. So it's like whatever.
I mean, she can like duplicate herself. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's so she can use Shadow Clone Jutsu.
She can use Shadow Clone Jutsu. And she gives Marco his own scissors after he spent 16 years earning them.
Yeah, and spells it in English instead of her own language because this show sucks.
Yeah, why isn't it? Anyway.
Because the show sucks.
The show does suck.
It couldn't even make up random squiggly lines and say that it means Marco. It needs to just put Marco on there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's it. Nothing else happens. I would talk about how, Marco comes home and he's like, I don't even remember my password anymore. But
I don't even remember my password. I forget my password on the regular anyway, and I didn't even have to go through 16 years before.
Yeah, but I mentioned all that, but as we established, it affects him.
It never comes up
zero.
Again.
He is impacted by this not at all. He's just a dude. Still.
Yep. Just a piece of garbage, basically.
Yep. Moving right along. Oh, we get math magic.
Oh, this episode was the worst.
This episode, we get introduced to Omnitrexus, the big universe guy.
The word. Oh, I almost hate this episode as much as Trickstar.
I mean, I don't hate it nearly that much, but
I mean, it's not as annoying, but it is as nonsensical.
It is, yeah, it's just nothing happens.
Yeah, it's just some time-space anomaly happens for some completely stupid and bullshit reason. It's just some weird excuse for a dumb episode that took. Oh, but luckily the episode never has to leave one room, so they probably saved a lot on animation. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what happened. This is a filler episode.
I mean...
There's almost no animation in this episode, by the way. There's, like, a couple of reused animations when they replay the time. There's one extra room when she goes inside, like, the space-time dude. And that's, like, and that takes the least amount of drawing possible because it's just, like, a space, like, space thing, you know, space. Yep. And then, like... Oh, the only animation you need is like you cut out the people.
They had to like design a whole bunch of different stars.
But those were already designed. Those were just alternate costumes that they had already drawn.
Yeah, some of them were, but
all of them were.
Some of them are new ones.
Some of them she had like there's like Cat Star and stuff, I guess, which I don't think I saw that before. I don't think
Cat Star comes up before.
Overall, just like an abysmally low amount of animation in this episode. Yeah, it looked like a slideshow.
It was really boring. And, you know, but the here's the synopsis. Star needs to solve a math problem, and then she does.
Yeah. So she needs to solve this math problem because she's the only star in infinite universes who didn't solve the math problem. This is completely stupid. This is how alternate realities work. If there are infinite realities, there are realities where Star does not solve the math problem. Literally, it's right there in front of you, laid out. This doesn't make any sense, and it's completely stupid.
But we get
it's based off an insultingly stupid like misinterpretation of how alternate universes work. It's so stupid. I hate it.
But we get introduced to Omnitrax,
and we get introduced to the fact that he's worthless and he does nothing.
Who's the most boring of the Magical High Commission?
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure. He's just like a skull.
Yep.
That's it.
He's
not even like. If he was like a whole skeleton, maybe we could talk, alright? That would be pretty cool. But he's just a skull, alright?
He's just like a universe skull.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
And he does nothing.
Yeah.
Despite claiming to be space-time, like as a concept, well, I'll get to that later, won't I? Once we get to the end of the season.
His abilities and his role never come up ever again.
Yeah, his abilities and his role are nothing.
Yeah, they're not real.
They already had a time guy. And they needed another time guy for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. Why didn't they just use the old time guy?
Yeah.
He even showed up in the episode for 1 second.
Yeah, but like he's not a part of the Magical High Commission. So.
But why not? He could be. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
He's time, isn't he? That's pretty important.
Here's a funny little lore tidbit that I don't think is technically 100% canon, but it is implied in some places. That Glossaryck is literally the creator of the Magical High Commission and also like the time guy. He's like God, basically.
Oh, so great. Glossaryck is literally God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like that
explains
never
why
like
he's such a dick.
Yeah, that's never like stated directly, but you know.
Do you think they take Glossaryck more seriously?
Yeah, they don't. But, you know, he's important, I guess. But anyway, let's move on from this dumb episode. Nothing happens.
Also, if Glossaryck is God, why doesn't he just get himself pudding?
The Bounce Lounge.
I hated this episode.
Nothing happens in this episode again.
Yeah.
Hooray.
It's just, this is episode, like, I mean, once again, I have to respect the episode just the tiniest bit. From the glimmer of the softest glimmer in a dark, dark place.
How so? What makes you say that?
Star just gets like shit on this episode, which is nice. I do appreciate that.
Okay.
At the very end.
Oh yeah, because they don't actually succeed.
Yeah, they do not succeed, which is nice. I appreciate that. But
literally, who cares?
Yeah, but who cares? The Bounce Lounge is stupid. Nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
It was literally, it's just like a Ponyhead thing. The Bounce Lounge only comes up when Ponyhead is in the episode, and I hate Ponyhead. I hate the Bounce Lounge. I hope it dies. I'm really glad that it did.
Good job. We did it. We killed it.
But the whole episode is completely boring and stupid.
Yeah, they go, oh, we gotta save the Bounce Lounge, and then they don't.
Yeah, and then they don't.
Oh yeah, Kelly's in this episode. That's it.
To be completely irrelevant.
That's it.
To be more and more irrelevant. Yeah.
She was in
it. Like, she has this, like, running joke where she's, like, breaking up and then getting back together with her boyfriend.
Who is also her hair.
Yeah, who is just, like, the top half of her hair, I guess.
It's as dumb as it sounds.
Yeah. It's a hilarious joke. See, like, first they're broken up, but then they get back together.
Yep, that's
it's pretty funny. I gotta say,
Yeah,
it's comedy gold.
They fail to rescue the Bounce Lounge, and now this is just a location that no longer exists in the show.
Yeah, good.
Congratulations.
I'm glad we never have to see it again. It looks ugly as hell.
Yep. Moving on. Crystal Clear. Where we get introduced to Romulus.
His name is Romulus?
Was that his name?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It doesn't sound like a very crystally name.
Yeah, his name's Romulus.
Oh, okay, yeah. Whatever.
You know, is Hekapoo a very dimensional name?
Yeah, that's like a demonic name.
Yeah.
But she looks like a demon.
Anyway, Romulus decides that he's gonna do something about all this magical shenanigans going down. And he kidnaps Star and Marco.
Yeah, really subtle lore tip, guys. We haven't heard this one before. The magical world is out of Fritz? Yeah. No way! We haven't heard that like a million times already this season, and now they just straight up explain it to us. Like, come on. Yeah. Again? Is this for like the people in the back who didn't hear the first time?
Yep.
Like, but, come on.
Anyway, Romulus is gonna solve this problem by capturing Star.
Yeah, great.
And he
comes to this conclusion by following his gut, by the way.
Yes.
Why is this guy part of the Magical Eye Commission? Because they needed, like, I don't know, they needed, like, the incredibly stupid to be represented on their council to, like, you know, represent all the incredibly stupid people in their under their jurisdiction.
It's very strange.
Like, what? Is there any, like, rhyme or reason to why who is on the High Council? Like were they elected? Or I guess Glossaric made them that way. That's incredibly, but that's whole...
Glossaric just created a bunch of people to, like, do some stuff.
Here's the thing. A Magical High Commission could be super cool. Like, imagine if, like...
Yeah, it could be.
Imagine if there was, like, 5, like, magical superpowers in the Muni world, or wherever, or, like, dimensional world,
they all had to do with magical crystals.
Yeah.
And if you gathered them all,
well,
you
no,
could do
not
anything.
magical crystals. No. So there's just, like, 5 or so entities that are of approximately equal magical power. There's like the Muni Kingdom, the Muni Queen is like a super magical entity.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell Hekapoo is, whatever the crystal guy is, I guess, the space-time guy, and the goat guy. Those are all maybe, I guess the goat guy and the crystal guy are kind of the same, but whatever. Those two together, they make up like, this is just like a weird headcanon, by the way, but imagine they all make up like relatively equal magical forces, and they were like, you know, they need to unite to like kill some things, right? They need to protect themselves from like bigger things, like, you know, like toffee or whatever. So they all banded together under like, you know, mutually assured destruction, right? Like, you know, I won't use my magic nukes on you if you won't on me. And now they're, like, bound together in this magical high council. And imagine how cool that could be. Like, they're all, like, at each other's throats.
Yep.
And they're all, like, trying to kill each other.
We don't need that.
Except they need each other.
They're all just sort of boring.
No, they're all just boring, kind of on the same page-ish, except for when they have minor squabbles. Even, like, the space-time guy. Like, this should be really cool. Like, you're having, like...
Yeah, he should be cool, but he's not.
You're having, like imagine, like, the greatest sorcerer in the world. Like, which I guess would be the goat. I guess.
I guess it'd be the goat.
Or maybe it's like Moon, the mom. I guess. But the point is, they're all just like people, and they're the same.
They're all the same.
They might as well all just be like sitting around like a cafeteria table in high school. Like.
So since you just went on your big headcanon thing, I have to go on mine.
Go for it.
Which is how I would like the show to be. I like to imagine that Glossaric like is God, and he like created magic basically, and he's like the god of magic essentially. But he didn't want to, like, deal with, like, actually managing all of it. So what he did was he divided himself into a bunch of different people. And, like, he cut little pieces of himself off, and each of them became the members of the Magical High Commission, who he basically just has run shit for him. While he just hangs out and does whatever he wants.
What about the Queen?
Well, that's...
just, like, not part... Is that, like...
Well, she's, like, separate from that. He didn't create the Queen. She's, like, a separate member.
Right.
But what I'm saying, but I like that idea, is that Glossaric, like, created all these people just so he didn't have to, like, do the work of, like, managing the universe.
Yeah, so he would have created, I guess that makes sense. That's kind of like the Hindu version, I guess.
Maybe.
That's kind of what they do in Hindu mythologies. There's, like, one big god, and then he, like, divides himself into different aspects.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's all according to plan.
Yeah, technically in Hinduism, there's just Brahma, which is, like, the all like essence which like pervades everything, and then Brahma like splits itself up into major entities.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's basically
that
like
would be
that.
pretty cool. Yeah,
and like and like so yeah.
I don't
he
know
has,
how
like,
I don't know why Glossaric has to be God because I hate him.
Yeah,
but...
he sucks, but but it kind of like makes sense with all the weird stuff he does and how they like he just calls all the Magical High Commission children all the time.
I guess, but it also doesn't make any sense that he's in a book.
Well,
that has all of Star's family history.
The other part of my headcanon is that basically the reason Glossaric did all this is because he doesn't want to have to deal with anything, and he just wants to like watch the universe happen and watch the interesting things happen. So he like says, okay, I'm just gonna put myself in the most interesting place, is like next to all these crazy magical queens that do weird stuff, and that's his plan.
I guess.
But I don't think that's like not the case, canon.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's what I would like to see. That's what I would have liked. But anyway, moving on from our weird headcanon and also Hinduism.
Yeah, also Hinduism.
Let's talk about Crystal Clear.
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't even talked about this episode because it's worthless.
Well, we meet Romulus.
And Romulus is astoundingly stupid.
Well, yeah, he's an idiot. Just like everyone else, but
yeah, just in case we didn't have enough stupid characters, like thank goodness.
It is kind of funny how like he has his hands that are like talking to him, and like it's like people who like this snake hand, like this snake hand. Like, is this like a Xavier Renegade Angel reference? Like, what is going on with these hands? Like, it is pretty funny because it is like, if I imagine him as like that guy, like put up a clip of Xavier Renegade Angel real quick. Yeah, I'll do that.
You'd like me to be you, wouldn't me? But it's too late. You snows, you lows.
Just a little clip there, but
I'll figure out a good one.
But man, that's the funniest part of this episode, and it sucks because the snakes just get frozen.
Well, that's the thing though, is like they're like trying to like talk him out of doing all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
It's like he needs to like listen to these snake hands.
But like when like one of them is like talking to him and like distracting him, while the other one is trying to like hit him with a bat, and it's his hands. So it's like.
So nothing makes any sense. Like, is he in control of these hands or not?
It's just hilarious. I think that joke is genuinely good. It's just one of the hands trying to like distract him from the other hand coming up behind him with a baseball bat.
I mean, it would be a good joke if it made any sense.
It's so just, dumb.
To me, it can't really be funny because it's like incoherent. Like your own hands are trying to hit you and you don't notice? What? What?
But anyway, he freezes his hands too, and then he freezes. Oh yeah, we meet Lekmet, who is the High Chancellor of the Magical High Commission, apparently. And he's just an old goat with bat wings,
and he doesn't speak any language.
No, he just goes meh, because he's a goat.
It's really funny, guys.
But he's gonna tell the rest of the Magical High Commission what Romulus did, kidnapping Star. So he freezes him too. And then he's like all alone, like with everything around him frozen, including his hands.
That's what the really funny part is? Apparently, Romulus is the only one who understands what the High Counselor says. Yeah. So how would they ever have known that he kidnapped Star? Yeah. He would have just been bad, and they'd be like, "What'd he say?" And he'd be like, he says everything's fine."
There's no need to freeze.
So it turns out Romulus is just incredibly stupid, and I wish he wasn't a character.
But basically, eventually Star like talks him down. From imprisoning everyone forever.
Good thing you didn't just freeze her permanently and put her in like a cage or just put her in the collection and never think about her again.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
Yeah, really, really convenient there. Can we move on? This episode sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it just introduces.
Yeah, it introduces, but he's not important. He sucks.
Yeah, he's just dumb. Moving right along.
you need to like this episode and the time episode, whatever it was called.
Math Magic?
Yeah, Math Magic. It's actually better for your experience if you cut these episodes out. Because it leaves the Magical High Commission more mysterious.
No, that is true.
As opposed to exposing them to be the completely useless idiots that they are.
Yeah.
Like, especially like the Time Guy, the Time Guy does nothing in his own episode. He's like, sorry, I can't help you. I can't do anything, actually.
Yeah.
And Romulus just proves himself to be an idiot. And Lekmet is also just incredibly stupid.
No, he's just a goat.
He's just a goat, but he can't even stop himself from getting frozen by his own henchmen.
Yeah, well, you know.
Like, who are you?
I do like how he's sort of like just taking care of like a senile old goat demon.
But why do they have like an idiot doing it?
That's a good question. But
it's like having a 2-year-old take care of like a 98-year-old.
That's, that's just the way it is sometimes. But anyway, moving right along.
Thank goodness, moving on.
Oh, an episode I actually like.
Oh, yeah?
The Hard Way.
The Hard Way. Which one was this one?
It's the one about Ludo.
Oh, that one.
Where Ludo is trying to convince Glossaric to teach him the book. And he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
And he does. And Ludo is actually not terrible at it. Yeah. He's actually pretty good at it. That's what I kind of like this episode, because it doesn't go the way you expect at all. You think it's like, oh no. He's like, oh, he's not going to be able to do the magic. He's going to get angry. But he just does.
Yeah.
He does the magic. And he's like, oh, hey, look at that. I felt good for Ludo. I was like, yeah, Ludo.
I don't really feel good for Ludo because he's a disgusting little like monster.
He is, but like he tries. He tries so hard, and he succeeds. Yeah, he succeeds for once.
I don't know. I feel bad because he's so stupid. It's almost like he accidentally like stumbled into doing good. Like I don't know if I can really give him props for that one.
Throughout the whole in the beginning is like, I really could use some guidance. He actually seeks out help from Glossaric.
Yeah, whatever.
And Glossaric says, "Yeah, sure, let's do this thing." And he teaches him Levitato, the spell that Star doesn't know. Awesome.
Yeah, that incredibly complicated spell, which is one word.
But anyway, we're past that episode already.
Yeah, so
I like this episode. I like the little training montage he has. It's cute.
Yeah.
I like Ludo. I didn't like him in the first season, but I kind of like him in this season. He's just kind of fun. More fun than what the main characters are doing.
Yeah, it is better, I guess.
But at the end of the day,
it's probably the least worst episode so far.
Yeah, I like the other ones, but anyway, at the end of the day, Ludo is talking to his wand, and his wand tells him, "Oh, there's a chapter of the book." Well, not in so many words because he can't understand it.
Yeah,
tells him there's a chapter of the book that he's not showing you on purpose. So he goes and he looks at Eclipse's chapter, and suddenly,
oh no,
he's possessed by Toffee.
Wow.
That was pretty epic, though.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't been in a coma watching the show has predicted that Toffee is in the wand or whatever.
Yeah, talking to Ludo. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Who the hell else is it gonna be exactly?
Yeah. But yeah, Toffee's there, and he's like, "Oh, hello, Glossaric." And it's just,
yeah.
That was pretty good at the end there. I like that.
And it's who is this Toffee guy exactly?
Yeah, alright, that's what I want to get into real quick, because
this is some dumb stuff right here.
Because this show establishes that Toffee seems to know a lot about magic.
Yeah.
But we never learn why.
Yeah.
Or how.
So Toffee's motivations as of now are a complete and utter mystery, except for the fact that we know that he fought Moon in the past.
Yeah, and he wants his finger back.
And he wants his finger back for some reason. So...
Yep. Well, we do sort of know what he wants. He said,
yeah, whatever. He wants rule the world or whatever. I don't care.
At the beginning, when he first met Star, he said he wants to destroy magic.
Oh, right.
That's his sort of end goal.
Great.
And he did that by becoming magic.
Yeah, he did this by blowing up Star's wand and going into the wand, I guess. Somehow. I guess so. That's what happened during the explosion, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's never established. It's never established how or when he learned how to do this.
Yeah.
He just sort of does. And it implies that it's all part of his plan.
Yeah, this was his plan all along. Yeah. All along.
Yeah. So, yeah, Toffee. We'll get into Toffee in the next episode. Or we'll do the epic 5-episode extravaganza. Or is it 7 episodes? Anyway, we'll move right along to... we're moving on to Heinous, which is the one where Miss Heinous shows up. This episode, nothing happens.
Yeah, that was the sound of me hanging myself, by the way.
Yeah.
Because this episode is like hot, molten hot garbage. Like it's as if you took your garbage, just go into your garbage can, take all the garbage, melt it down into molten slag, and poured it directly into my eyes and ears. Jeez Louise. Why this episode? Please stop.
So that amazing character, Miss Heinous, shows
There needs
up.
to be criminal charges for this episode. This is horrific. It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy. But Miss Heinous shows up and she demands an apology from Marco for being a rebel princess. And he gives a sarcastic apology and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it reveals the origin of Marco's $650 is that there's Princess Marco merchandise.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that
right.
he gets a check for and he gets money for every month. That's the one good joke in the episode.
Yeah, sure.
But other than that, it's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, notwithstanding the fact that merch sales, like, I mean, come on. Star versus the Force
He sold his likeness.
Star versus the Force of Evil doesn't get $650 worth of merch sales in a week.
No, probably not.
Don't toot your own horn there too hard there, buddy.
Or maybe they do, and that's just all they get for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. They split that up between the entire studio.
Yeah. But yeah, that's... Or actually the mouse just takes it all.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what happens in this episode.
Yep.
Hooray.
Yeah, but you don't know, there's like the whole episode, you know, we're skipping over pretty fast right here, but we have the whole episode of just bickering, of just their mom and dad being really stupid,
Yeah.
of just Marco and Star being really, really stupid, of the two dinguses who showed up being really, really stupid. Just like, they're all just like in a room, one room, their living room, the same room that we've seen a million times and that never changes.
Yeah.
Just bickering and being stupid for like 7 minutes. And then
They
They-
leave.
and
And
then
then they
they
just leave.
And then they just leave.
It's so lame. You're waiting the whole time for something to happen and it never does.
Yeah. Skip this episode. Moving on.
Skip this episode.
Also, retroactively skip the Saint Olga episodes because they're worthless. This is the payoff to those episodes, by the way.
Oh, well, no, it's not. The payoff is much later.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get to... Well, or maybe we won't. Let's see. All belts are off. I don't actually remember what happened in this episode. Do you remember what happened?
This is the Karate Master one.
Oh, yeah.
Another Sensei episode.
So here's the thing about this episode. I just remembered the whole thing. Like, it all popped in my brain. It's like, oh, yeah. I
You
blocked it out.
suppressed it.
Yeah. But, so this super sensei is coming to their dojo and they want to impress him. And regular sensei, does he have a name? No. Regular sensei, like, has this kid that isn't Marco. He's gonna impress, man, I'm falling asleep. He's gonna have him do the presentation.
Yeah.
He's super
So
sensei.
they need to have one student
Yeah.
they need to choose one star student to like give a presentation of power to the guy so they get certified or whatever.
Yeah.
And Marco doesn't get chosen.
Yeah, Marco doesn't get chosen.
It's the other kid, the bad kid that everybody hates, I guess. Whatever.
I guess so. And
he's notable for being almost half as hateable as Marco.
yeah, that's a lot of hateable.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's quite a bit.
Anyway, Marco's upset, but he already knows, and we already know, that Sensei is a complete hack. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he's surprised at this at all. He doesn't know
Yeah.
karate.
He's
He's not a real
how
sensei.
would your Sensei know who was good at karate at all? Like, he doesn't know karate.
I don't know why he's like, oh, I can't believe you didn't choose
and then
me.
But then later he assumes he chose Jeremy because he thought he was a better person.
Yeah.
Which he's right.
Which again, we know Sensei is just a hack, so I'm not sure why he believes this, but he does.
As has been established many times.
And,
Bye, Marco.
But, it's okay, they're still friends.
Yep,
at the end.
Still friends.
So, nothing happens.
Nope. They get certified, I guess.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. I wish they would just stop going back to this stupid mall place. This strip mall.
This strip mall dojo.
Yeah.
It's not like they go to the mall. They just go to the dojo. There's nothing else there.
Yeah, there's nothing else there.
It's not like this is a show that has like locations.
No, yeah. This is
like it had a location. There was the bounce lounge, but we got rid of that one.
Yeah, that one was stupid.
Location.
Alright, moving on. This one sucked.
It was so bad. Collateral damn man. What happened to this one? Collateral damage.
This is the one.
I'm like spacing on some of these. I watched them all.
Give me 1 second. I remember this one, I think. Collateral damage was the one where
I watched all of these last night. How do I not remember?
I don't remember.
Wait, what? How? This is impossible. I literally watched this episode last night.
Just look it up real quick.
It's not... I need to... That's something I'm going to have to do.
This is your phone.
Oh, yeah! This is the second worst episode.
Oh, great.
Okay, we're gonna... Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
I didn't...
What happened
I didn't edit out me looking it up. That's not what happened. What happened in this episode was Star proves that she can, in fact, use levitation magic just fine, because it begins with her like cleaning up the school, and she's just levitating everything into the trash can.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
I'm glad.
I deleted this one from my memory.
Me too.
Oh my goodness.
I totally I watched all these last night and
this
I totally forgot.
This is like in genuine competition for being worse than Trickstar, I think.
I don't think anything's that bad.
No, I think
this one is utterly forgettable. That one is like seared into my mind as the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
At least I remembered Trickstar.
I mean, I don't that's not always a good thing.
Yeah.
I wish I could forget Trickstar.
Man.
But
this one sucked.
This one was so bad. Like I said, immediately just throwing out like, oh hey, look, Star can do levitation. Yep. That's a thing she can just do. Yep. Even though we had an entire episode about how she couldn't. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't see her growing many trees over there, putting the trees like then put the trash in the bag or something.
Genius. But this whole episode is a waste of time, and I don't even want to describe it.
Yeah, so you don't even want to describe it?
Do you want to describe it?
I'll describe it a little bit.
Go ahead.
So a previously completely unmentioned opossum statue is broken by Star at the beginning.
That's what happens.
And this is an enormous deal. This is
the biggest problem
this is the biggest crisis that any character in the show has ever faced. Instantly, as this thing is broken, morale at the school drops to complete rock bottom.
And everybody goes insane.
Everybody goes either insane or into a state of living death. Mostly the living death thing, but a couple of people go legitimately insane.
Yep.
Because of this possum statue being broken.
Yeah.
No other reason for it, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Later, except for Marco. Marco doesn't care for some reason.
Marco just hides in the locker.
Marco hides in the locker for no reason.
Marco is, as we've established, completely unaffected by anything around him.
Yeah, Marco is literally like an automaton who receives like no, whatever input of information you give him, he'll just output the same, so it doesn't matter.
He just hides in the locker for the entire
Exactly.
episode,
He literally is just hiding in a locker. But he explains to Star that the town of Echo Creek has a long history of driving out possums so they could settle there. Yeah. So they built a statue of a possum and then loved the possum. Wouldn't they hate the possums? I thought they didn't like possums. Which is what happens at the end of the episode when they break the new statue Star made.
Yep.
And now they're all fine.
Indeed.
Because Star gave him like a speech or whatever. Which I should remind you, once again, your lies have come back to haunt you. Those two idiots come back up again.
You see their arms.
Yeah, you do.
That's it.
Which is which is 2 arms, way too many. Their arms should be detached from their torsos and shoved down their throats. They need to be dead.
I just appreciate that they acknowledge that they completely deleted these characters from the universe.
I'm glad they did. But
good.
It is a better show because of the fact that there's less of those 2 characters.
Yeah.
And they added, like, somewhat better characters, sort of.
Sort of.
Like, I mean, the one girl is okay.
What's her
Whatever.
name? Jana?
Yeah, she's okay, I guess.
She's alright. Oh, yeah, she's also in this episode.
Yeah.
She doesn't... Does she care about the possum? I don't remember.
Well, she's at the very beginning when they're picking up trash, and at the very end when they're also picking up trash.
Okay.
And nothing else, I don't think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good job, Jana.
which is honestly better because the episodes where Jana has been like a focus, like the one where they're like president of detention or whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't liked her as much. So
yeah, she's better as a side character.
She's better as a side character.
But I guess that's the entire episode.
Yeah.
Like we said,
no consequences.
I can't believe I couldn't remember this episode. It's really funny.
It's really weird.
Just completely blank. I mean, you don't remember most of them until I start describing them to you. But I just totally blacked this from my memory. I went through a list of like, okay, it wasn't this episode, and like I had nothing. It was so weird. Anyway, let's move along.
Let's delete it from our memories once more.
Yeah, okay,
and
we're
move
gonna
on to the next.
We're gonna override it with Just Friends.
Usopp Spin. That should be the real name of this episode because it is exactly that to me. I cannot watch this. I was literally like skipping around this episode, like trying to get past the cringe, trying to like skip past. Okay, I'll just skip past like 1 minute forward. No, it's still going. Go another minute forward. No, and I can't escape it. It's so bad. I hate this episode. I hate this show so much.
So it's around this time that you really wish they had given Jackie a character so she could be a human being.
Would it be great if Jackie was an actual character?
Yeah, that would be nice. But she's not.
Nope. She's just girl.
she is very girl.
She's I mean, I think we've mentioned this before, but she's the perfect match for Marco.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, this is why her and Marco should be the ones getting together at the end, even though that's not going to be the case.
They deserve each other.
They deserve each other. They're literally exactly the same. Like they're identical.
Yeah,
no personality, one interest.
One interest. Yep. So here's what happens in this episode. Star, Marco, and Jackie go to a concert.
Yeah.
And it's socially awkward.
It's incredible. So Star decides to make it the most awkward concert that's ever even conceived by ruining it herself by inviting Jackie when she wasn't even originally invited.
Yeah,
all she had to do was not invite Jackie and everything would have been fine. But no, she just had to ruin it for herself.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is also great because Star continues to get shit on, which is okay. I'm okay with that.
I mean, yeah.
I fully approve.
She brings it upon herself.
Yeah, and it's nice. She brings it upon herself,
way.
Which is great. But, unfortunately, it's also completely unwatchable. It's just completely, like, I can't... I put it on ×2 speed, and I'm just like, let me through this garbage.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
spare me.
They go to a concert. They interact with some ducks along the way. Star and Jackie hang out, and Marco feels left out because he's boring. But then Jackie's like, don't worry, I'm boring too. And then they go to the concert.
And then they smooch it up, and then Star is very jealous.
And then Star feels very left out.
What's gonna happen next?
And she destroys a billboard.
Yeah, and then she just commits, like, horrific public vandalism by obliterating a fucking billboard. Like, geez.
And that's
repressed anger much? Like...
Yeah.
Sounds pretty dangerous. Like, I'm glad that burning debris didn't hit anybody in the head and kill them.
I mean, the funny thing about this episode is that it doesn't really establish. Like, we already knew all this.
Yeah, exactly.
We knew Jackie and Mark. I forgot his name. Marco are dating. We knew that Star is jealous.
This has been established like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. Show. Thanks. Just give us another reminder.
No, yeah. How about a full like double length episode to like really hammer this one in? We
really would need that. Yeah, that would. This is the only way it would really sink in. But yeah, nothing happens.
Skip it. Literally, like, I don't care. This is like, the 2-parter, right?
No,
it isn't. I thought it was.
This is the one right before the 2-parter.
Oh,
this is the one where they go to the concert.
Never mind.
You're thinking of the other concert in Munich.
Oh yeah, I got confused.
This one's not important at all. Like I said,
just literally skip it.
Now we get to the 2. Well, it's actually 2-parters back to back.
Yeah, back
for
to
the
back.
season sort of finale. Even though the real season finale is next season, but who cares?
Whatever.
Face the music.
Yeah. This one is really bad.
Star has to have a song for her princess song celebration. So,
episode starts out pretty good with Star being an absolute horrific human being, as usual.
Yeah.
So this song guy, has to write a song for Star, or he might be executed. He has a chance of being killed if he does not accomplish this task.
This man will die.
For one, this exposes what a barbaric and horrible kingdom that Muni is. Like, geez, monsters are right. Humans need to be destroyed. They're actual barbarians. But other than that, it reveals what a barbarian Star is. Because based on her own personal whims and desires, she decides that I'm just gonna bail on this and let this guy die. Basically, I don't care. It's not me. I can't contain my personality in these stifling songs, man. I'm too much of an individual, man. I don't care if your life is on the line, man. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm the rebel princess, man. I'm so rebel. I don't even have to. I rebel against conventional standards of morality, man.
But yeah.
I hate Star. She's horrible. She's just a monster.
I really like the song at the beginning because it's like uniquely awful. Like the little
little ditty at the beginning.
It's but it is intentionally awful. Like none of it rhymes. It's it's just sort of it's really awkward the whole way through. I really appreciate how terrible that was. It was pretty good.
I mean, it wasn't hard. They excel at writing terrible things in this show.
That's true. So they just did what came naturally, and that song came out. So, it's has a bunch of the whole thing is anti-rhymes. It's just trying not to rhyme. It's really good. I appreciate that little attention to detail. But the whole time, Star's I don't want to write a song. Or I don't want a song written about.
You don't even have to do anything. You just let him write the song. He's gonna die.
He doesn't even have to do anything.
He's gonna die, and also it's really important to your mom or whatever.
Yeah,
it's also like a valued tradition passed down.
If someone's life wasn't on the line, I'd still be come on, just do it. Stop being such a horrible person.
Yeah, just stop being such a brat.
Yeah, pretty much. She doesn't come off as oh, I'm too rebellious. She just comes off as a brat.
Yeah, this is how you expect her to act if your parents sent her to, I don't know, a really restrictive boarding school or something. They've been threatening to do for a long time.
But anyway,
this would be the appropriate. But remember what her actual reaction to being sent to a really strict boarding school was? It was to scream incoherently.
Yeah. But that's part of the episode. But the other part is Queen Moon is off on an adventure to go find Ludo and rescue Glossaric, essentially. So to find Ludo, she first goes to Ludo's parents' house.
Yeah, Ludo's parents.
Are pretty funny. They're kind of funny. I like them.
Yeah.
It's just that guy who's he seems like he's gonna be as tall as Ludo, but then he just has these really tiny thin legs and he's really tall.
Ludo was the run.
Ludo was the run. And
there's Dennis, I guess.
Yeah. Not Dennis! He just peers around from behind the chair. It's pretty good. But yeah, she goes, and they don't know where he is, but Dennis knows where he is.
Dennis does, because Dennis is
Petey from Steven Universe. Very good. Obviously. That's nice, I guess. It makes me think of Steven Universe. That's nice. And she finds Ludo and finds out that he has a wand.
Oh no!
Pretty scary.
And then she just runs away.
Then she just leaves because she needs to go home, put on her battle armor, and get her swords.
And then not go fight Ludo.
But then
because there's a song day! It's song day, guys! All this has to wait for the song!
The king shows up, is like, is that what you're wearing? Just Star's song day?
Is there nothing more important than this song day?
Can it not be postponed? It's like, no.
No. Don't worry about the fact that you're the queen and king and you can do whatever you want. This can't be postponed. This is too important.
Yep.
Maybe just make some magical clones of yourselves that can go in your place or something. I don't know. Maybe use some creative magic, some illusions, something. Yeah. No, there's no way. We have to be there. This song is just too important. This song is just... It's just so important, guys. I hate this show. It's so bad.
Okay. Yep. Moving right along. They go to the song. And, it's alright song. It's not terrible.
Yeah, whatever. It's not that good.
It's not the worst thing. But it
kind of rhymes, I guess.
It does rhyme impressively. It's how about that?
Great.
It's like they made a song. That's what they did. It's not as good as anything in Steven Universe or
that's my problem with it.
Or any. I'm trying to think of another show that has. It was on par with maybe a Phineas and Ferb's sort of cover song that they do.
Yeah, I guess we could. And, it's like it just seems really clunky, especially when you compare it to like a Steven Universe song or something.
Got some inspiring lyrics like she's a rebel princess, she's the best, she's like a ball of lightning in a hot pink dress. She's a thunderstorm rolling through the night. She's our shooting star. She's lighting up the sky.
Wow, I'm really glad Star got in there and made sure they're showing the real Star and not some fake image of Star that's like, overpraised and like ridiculously over glamorized, ridiculously overpraised, like comically perfect Star. Like, I mean, not like our song would be anything like that. The funny part is that it turns out the guy is a hack. That's the actual joke of the episode, is the songwriter is, despite him being a tortured artist, he is actually just a hack.
He can be both. It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
But yeah, I don't know. It was an alright song.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little catchy.
Yeah, whatever.
But then through the song, she reveals that to the people. Okay, so here's a problem. The song reveals that the Glossaric was stolen by Ludo.
Oh yeah.
And the parents covered it up. And
why was this in the song?
Because it had to be... Okay, I don't even care why it was in the song. That's also dumb. But the real thing that's dumb is, like, why does the people get really upset about this?
Yeah.
But why does random peasant guy care what happens to a magic book?
Yeah, he doesn't even know what the fuck this magic book is.
He has no idea. Like, why on earth do they care? Oh, no, Glossaric. They don't know Glossaric.
Yeah, who the hell is Glossaric? They're like, oh no,
dude, you didn't tell us about this. It's like, why do you care? You're just, I don't know. You're just a merch salesman who sells Star Butterfly merchandise.
Yeah, where's Star's royalties from those?
She doesn't. It goes straight to the castle.
Yeah,
goes right into the queen's coffers. She'll inherit it someday.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's.
Oh, but then. The song continues, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out Star has a crush on Mark.
I do like how they point out how obvious it is. Don't die for the bit. It's not worth it.
That's my windpipe collapsing from how stupid everything I've just said is. Like, my windpipe collapses in on itself to prevent the words from coming out.
But yeah. I guess I can understand why the Magical High Commission are upset. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
whatever.
but it doesn't make any sense why the people would care.
Yeah.
But that's,
Also, the
but
High
they do-
Commission aren't that upset.
Yeah, they're not that upset. They just go, okay, I guess we should go get him then. And that's the end of this episode. Star awkwardly leaves because she doesn't want to hang out.
Looks
with Marco
like
anymore.
things are gonna be awkward.
And then they are awkward in the next episode
Yeah.
called Star
This is
Crush.
good content, everybody. Everybody loves to watch this.
Yep.
They love to watch two complete and utter fools be hilariously misunderstand each other.
Yep.
Hilarious.
And that's
guys.
what happens in this episode, at least for half of it. Half of the episode, there's a party going on at Marco's house. Didn't know he was popular enough to throw a party.
Yeah.
But apparently he is now. That just happened.
Yep. As of now, everybody in the school likes him, and
Yeah.
all want to go over to his house for a party with his parents.
Yep.
Not even a cool party.
Yep. And it's really awkward because the song, and that's what they're doing. But also, meanwhile, Moon and the Magical High Commission are doing a thing. Things are happening over there.
Doing a thing. Well, we'll see about
They
that.
go invade Ludo's castle. They beat up a bunch of rats. They beat up.
Very impressive.
They send away the spider and bird.
Wow, very impressive. Wow, dude, nobody's been able to do that except for Marco before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so the Magical High Commission is now established to be about as powerful as Marco so far.
Essentially, yes. Good job, Magical High Commission. And then they capture Ludo, and they're like, "Where's Gloucester?" And it's like, "I don't know."
And he doesn't know.
So they go looking for him, but then it was a trap all along by Toffee, and he soul sucks Moon,
Yeah.
and then soul sucks everybody else.
So Magical High Commission now worse at beating Ludo than Star is on her own.
No, I guess it's revealed to be Toffee in disguise.
Yeah, it's Toffee. Whatever. Okay, but Star beat Toffee too.
I mean,
On her own.
sort of.
With no help. No, but she did.
Did she?
She broke. I mean, she messed it up after she already won.
Yeah, she did win and then fail.
But
That's true.
these guys didn't even get close,
Yeah.
and they're supposed to be all powerful magical beings over here.
Yep, that's true.
Not Moon doesn't do anything. Moon completely jobs.
Yeah, they all job.
Hekapoo completely jobs. Space Time guy completely jobs. And it turns out that the goat guy was just the white mage the whole time.
He was the white mage, and he dies.
And he also gets turned. And he also gets dusted. He also gets snapped
Yeah,
out of
he gets
existence
snapped.
by Ludo. Who the reason he needs his finger back is so he can snap his fingers and destroy half of all the universe's life.
Yeah, whatever.
That's the reason he needs his finger back. All right.
But yeah, that's what's happening. There's some cool fight when Moon uses her magical butterfly powers to fly around and shoot lasers. That's pretty
And it turns
cool.
out that Toffee is just way stronger.
Yeah, and they pull out swords and have a lightsaber duel for a second.
That was I was like, dude, really? You're gonna use the lightsaber sounds? Come on.
It would have been. The sounds just made it goofy. It would have been fine with just the cool swords.
I mean, I already thought the fight scene looked pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Pretty
as,
poor choreography.
It's not as good as other earlier. As the one from Storm the Castle.
Yeah, just kind of bland and poor fight.
Yeah, because all the Magical High Commission, they just sort of die.
And then they they do one move. Romius will shoot a laser, and
Miss.
Hekapoo will do nothing.
Yeah.
And miss. And then the space time guy does literally nothing.
Yep, he gets his soul sucked pretty much immediately.
Yep. The soul sucking move. It works equally well on space time continuum beings as it does on humans. By the way, just so you know.
It's very powerful. It's a very powerful.
Oh, it's a very powerful spell. Yeah. Good thing this guy isn't directly linked to space time like the time guy is.
Yeah, I guess so. Then
or else the whole universe would have collapsed. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is.
He's not like the time guy, I guess. He's just in charge of it. He's not actually space-time itself.
You know.
Makes perfect sense. Really, really coherent and cool mythology you've built up here, guys. It makes a lot of sense and is really interesting.
But anyway, they all lose because they suck, and Toffee's just too strong.
No explanation of how Toffee got this strong or anything.
He's got a magical
the guy who had previously lost to Star.
Yep.
Lost to Star.
Star's just so
Lost to Star. And Marco.
And Marco was in a cage the whole time.
Yeah, Marco was in a cage the whole time.
But he's got a magical wand now, and he knows how to do a soul-sucking spell. That's nice.
Great. I thought he hated magic, but here we go.
He really likes it when it soul-sucks people.
Exactly.
And that basically says, oh, tell Star I'm going to come for my finger. And it's like, lets him go, I guess.
Yeah, and then, she's like, bye.
Yeah, and then finally...
Later.
Our amazing story back at the house comes to a finale. Oh yeah, Star goes to like another party for like a few seconds.
Oh yeah, she goes to like a party on a roof where Oscar shows up.
Oh yeah, Oscar shows up.
And is just like really stupid.
He exists there for a little while.
He like throws his like keytar like off a cliff or something.
He throws into space.
I don't know why. He just is an idiot.
Yep. And
then she goes back.
And then her mom shows up and says, we have to leave now.
We have to leave now. Toffee's gonna kill everybody, I guess. And we need you for some reason.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna go tell Marco. And she goes and she admits to Marco that she has a crush on him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, yeah, nobody cares.
And then she leaves.
Yeah, so that's been the podcast, everybody.
That's the end. Like, the rest of the story was really about Marco, so... Now that Star's gone, there's no story anymore. That's it.
Yeah.
Show's over.
Thank goodness.
But no, it's super dramatic. Star runs back to her room and he opens the door and it's like, oh no, it's not a magical room anymore. It's just a regular room. And the giant tower sticking out of their house disappears.
Yeah. So does everything disappear when she leaves the dimension because then she'd have to rebuild it every time?
Well, no. It just left this time because she's leaving for good now.
Why?
For some reason.
Yeah. Why doesn't she just come back later? Who said this had to be permanent? They just got to do the thing and then come back, right?
Yeah.
Like what?
They could.
Nobody, not even her mom ever said permanently.
Yeah, and even if it was permanent, like, they can just visit.
Yeah, Marco has dimensional scissors. He can go to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're... What? Why is this so sad again?
I don't know. It's really sad, though.
With the dimensional scissors, they literally are basically neighbors at this point. Like,
yeah,
they can go anywhere they want at any time. The dimensional scissors are incredibly overpowered, by the way. Jeez.
Yeah, it's just so bizarre.
Create a portal literally anywhere you want, to anywhere you want, anytime you want.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
No restrictions. Except for, I guess, they have those, like, anti-dimensional scissors towers in, like, the place.
Yeah, in the place.
But unless they have
never appear again.
Yeah, unless you have a very specific counter, you can't do anything about dimensional scissors. You could dimensionally scissor inside of somebody's torso and climb out and kill them.
They really need to do that to Toffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what happens, and that's how the season ends, in an epic cliffhanger. Oh no, Star's gone off to fight Toffee with her mom.
I'm glad she'll probably be a really big help.
Yep.
I mean, she's the only one to have beaten him before, so I mean, maybe they're just like, well, I guess we need Star for this.
They go, well, I should probably bring him along.
It turns out Toffee's secret weakness was Star.
Except for, of course, when Moon defeated him when she was a child. So maybe you're only really powerful when you're a child.
Wow, is this Okay, whatever you say.
But yeah, that was the end of Season 2 of Star vs. the Forces of Evil. It's getting really weird to say that, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And
and it really... Wow, Season 2 sucked. I really hated Season 2.
It was a lot better than Season 1.
I mean, by the end of it, I wasn't even sure about that. Because there were enough, like, horrible episodes. And not really any good episodes.
I mean, there are some good episodes. I will disagree. Whereas in Season 1, there's 2 good episodes. Season 2 has more than 2. It has quite a few, in my opinion. It's got a few good ones at the beginning. It's got a few good ones in the middle. And it's got a few good ones near the end.
I think it's got maybe 2 episodes that are good. And it's twice as long, so they're more diluted.
Nah, I think it has more than that. But anyway... What do you think's gonna happen Next.
I wonder what could possibly happen. I wonder if they're gonna go fight Ludo or the Ludo Toffee guy.
Ludo Toffee. Toffee Ludo.
Toffee Ludo.
Call him Tofudo.
Tofudo. They're probably gonna win, I guess.
Yep. Probably.
I mean, or maybe they'll lose in such a way where they actually win.
The best kind.
That'll be like, so they can do like a fake twist, like, oh wait, but actually they lost in a way that changes nothing, and it's actually they won.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have high hopes, honestly.
Yeah, when it ends on a cliffhanger, it's kind of hard to like talk about it because gotta see what happens next.
No, I just gotta.
You just gotta.
Oh my goodness, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
You gotta know what happens. Also, so here's the thing that I'm just gonna talk about, just right here, right now, about the love story that everyone likes so much.
What love story?
The Jackie Marco love story, of course. This should have been the end of the love story.
Yeah, it should have.
Like that's the end of it.
Was it not?
No. The love triangle continues for 3 seasons. And it never dies until the very end. But you're giving a look right now. But like they could have just ended it here and that would have been good.
How could you even think stretching a love triangle out
It
for
is,
like 5 seasons is a good idea?
it is unfortunate to do that they did this, but they did. And yeah, that's about. Oh wow! I do want to talk about
that alone would make this show like a 3 out of 10. If there was like a love triangle that ran through all 5 seasons of a show.
Well, there's only 4 seasons.
Oh, whatever.
And it's only for the last 3 seasons. But it's this whole season that's doing it, and then it does it for the next 2 seasons.
I mean, like you say that, but I mean, season 1 kind of did it too.
I mean, season 1 just had Marco having a crush on Jackie, and that was it.
Yeah, and then heavily implying the Star had a crush on him.
I mean, that didn't really start until season 2.
Whatever. But the point is,
it was just
that
obvious.
would alone, even if the rest of the show was good, would make it a 3 out of 10. Along with all the other stuff, Star vs. The Force of Evil is currently a 0 out of 10 for me. This show is hot garbage. I hate this show.
I like this show. I mean,
like
I acknowledge that it does have some very serious flaws. I am not going to argue that. It is not the best show ever. But it does have a lot of things that I like. I like some of the lore. I make fun of her a lot, but I like Star as a character.
The lore I find to be incredibly simplistic and boring. It's like incredibly not. It's like just so shallow. Like like I said, you have this time-space guy. This guy should be important, don't you think? Like he oversees all of the space-time? Nah, he's just some jobber.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Ever.
Literally ever.
It's unfortunate. He does die.
Really cool mythology.
It's a spoiler, he dies.
Okay, good.
Like, I know it looks like he's dead now, but he like actually dies.
Okay, good.
I don't care about spoiling it to you though.
Yeah, I don't care either.
But anyway,
I'm glad they all die though.
This was I do like this show, despite its faults. And we're gonna talk more wrap up about the show next time.
Yeah.
Because we're probably not going to continue past the next.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
You're not enjoying the show, and I think we've gotten as much fun talking about it out of it as we're going to get.
Probably.
Because
especially since apparently the ending sucked.
Yeah, that's pretty much... The ending came out recently, and that's what's just made me decide, okay, it's not going to get any more super amazing or super bad. So it's not going to be like there's a whole lot interesting to talk about for two more seasons. But we are going to talk about the finale of the season, or sort of the season 3 intro, because that basically is the finale. And after that, we'll go on an indefinite hiatus.
Yeah. Once we'll come back once they re-release Star vs. Force of Evil in 30 years.
Yeah, once they remake it.
And make it a good show.
Yeah. Once they let me write it.
Yeah,
I've got some great ideas.
Once they actually get some actual world building people in there, as opposed to just like literally nobody.
Yeah, literally nobody. It's still super weird to think about, like the creator. I think her name is Darren McPhee or something. I can't remember.
Her name is Darren?
Yeah. But,
okay.
her original pitch for the show was literally a girl named Star who doesn't have any magical powers and just sort of imagines herself to be a magical princess.
Right, yeah. You've told...
Yeah, I've talked about... And that's such a... I think that original vision for the show really does, like... The original vision for the show really does, like, bleed into this show and slow it down a lot.
Yeah.
Because they spend a lot of time at school doing nothing.
Yeah, and see, if you interpret it this way, something like Math Magic is just her, like, falling asleep in, like, math class.
Yeah.
And it makes kind of... And, I mean, it's still a boring episode, but at least it, like, makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, in this, it's literally her, like, it's literally her single-handedly, unintentionally destroying, like, the space-time continuum because she can't solve a math problem. Like, this is, like, insanity, and, like, it doesn't even make, and it's not coherent enough to make me laugh.
Yeah, it's so, like, and I just thinking about that, and like, I'm really curious as to what this show would have looked like if it was what the creator intended.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what they'd do, because, like, the next 2 seasons obviously couldn't work under that premise, because they spend the entire time... They move the setting, they leave Earth behind, thank God, and they go to Muni, and that's the new, like, main location of the show.
Nice.
Which is, like, so much better. I mean, it's not like... There's still episodes where they're just messing around doing nothing for an entire episode, but there's so much less of that. There's, like... And there's new characters that are, like, more interesting. But like I said, I don't think we're going to get to that, simply because it's not that interesting. I do like it, but I don't think you're going to like it. And I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of fun talking about it and making a show about it.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it, and we'll abide by that, because I'm certainly not going to force this thing.
Yeah. So we will see you all next time when we watch...
Something else.
What was the Battle for Muni?
Battle
is
for
what it's
Muni.
called. The epic conclusion to our series, if not the show.
It probably should have been the end of the show. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to assume that it should have ended here.
I mean, nah, I like what... Well, I don't like what they did, but I like that it I have a lot of ideas that I wish they did in this show. But anyway...
Right.
That's enough of this. Thank you all for listening to yet another exciting and interesting episode of Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Usopp Spell.